What's up, guys? This week we're doing something pretty fun. You guys know I like to do testing, so we're kind of having a showdown here against the American Bass XFL and the Sundown SA-V2. Now, the reason I'm doing this, it's not really like a head-to-head match, which one's better, but here's why I'm doing this, because a lot of my crazy subs, they don't sound good in smaller boxes, even though the manufacturer says that like a Sundown X or a Resilient Sound Gold V2 can work in like a 2 cubic foot box. They really don't sound that good. You really lose a lot. So the reason I'm doing this test is to find a sub that sounds awesome in a 2 cubic foot box, which is relatively, small for a decent 12. So that's the point of this test. So we're going to be comparing both of these. I did a full review on other videos. If you want to see the individual reviews, you can check out my other reviews I did on each of these subs. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to throw them in the same boxes. We're going to throw them in my truck. We're going to listen to them. And I know the SA does well in a 2 cubic foot box. I have not tried the XFL in a 2 cube, so I'm not sure if it's going to like it, if it's going to choke it out. So that's what we're going to see. We're going to see which one of these works well in a 2 cubic foot box and which one actually sounds better. So if you're tight on space and you can't have a 3 cubic foot or 2.5 cubic foot box, we're going to see which one of these sounds and works the best. Now, the XFL you can check out. It's about $250. You can check out Designer Motorsports. I'll put a link in the description. And for both these subs, it's about $250, where the SA is about $350. So there is a price difference. So again, I'm not kind of comparing apples to apples here. I'm comparing which one sounds best in a small 2 cubic foot box. But you can see they're both super beefy subs. As we all know, these are both really nice subs. You can't go wrong with either of them. But let's go ahead and get these things hooked up and see what they do in the 2 cubic foot boxes. All right, guys, so here we go. We have them in identical boxes. They're tuned to 34 hertz with 26 square inches of port area, 2 cubic feet. So they match up with the factory specs pretty good. So I made these boxes a while back. They sound really good. They're really good sounding boxes. And so here we got the XFL. If you guys need an adapter ring, I do sell those on my website, because the XFL has a larger basket and it won't fit in a normal hole. So the adapter allows you to not have to cut your box and use the XFL. We're running my trusty Big Boss 8 Teramps in here, and it's more power than it needs, but that's what I got in here, so that's what we're running it on, and we're going to do each one. But let's go ahead and start with the Sundown SA, and I'll kind of run through both of them. We'll also do sweeps and then do an SPL test later. And keep in mind, guys, I'm not like fully going full out on these. I'm not trying to just blow them up. I'm seeing how they sound, but we'll meter them later. But right now I'm seeing the sound quality. So these SAs, man, they have really clean, accurate, like tight bass. They have a really good sound. So it's a more of a conventional, what a normal subwoofer is supposed to sound like. And we're keeping it around like where it hits 1200 watts. Again, I'm not trying to blow these up. All right, let's try the XFL now. So these actually sound like they're doing really well in this smaller 2 cubic foot box too. So far they both sound really good. I will say the XFL is smoother and the SA is punchier. All right, let's go ahead and do some sweeps now on both of these. So we'll see what kind of frequency response we get out of these. So you can see it's already hitting the low notes. This SA gets very low. And it has a lot of excursions, as you guys can see. They're pretty nice subs. So they do get down, that's for sure. These are good sounding subs. They kind of do everything really well. All right, let's now do some sweeps on the XFL. So this thing gets down pretty low as well. Definitely has more excursion. Look at that. All right, so there you go. So what it looks like is really the XFL was quite a bit louder at 25 hertz, so on the low notes. Other than that, they were pretty similar. So what's the final verdict on these? This was a fun test because I was looking for kind of like the ultimate sub for a smaller 2 cubic foot box. Actually, they both did very well. I'm happy the XFL did good in that 2 cubic foot box because the higher excursion kind of crazy subs tend to need bigger boxes usually from my experience, but they both sounded good. The XFL smoother, hits the lows a little more. The SA is just super accurate, super musically like punchy. So they're both really good. It just depends on what you're looking for. But hey guys, if you like the content, man, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Be sure to check out my website, hi-fi-vector.com, for Hi-Fi Vector car audio products. And let me know your guys' thoughts. I love both these subs, and I'm glad now that I found 2 subs that work really good in small boxes. Until next time.